What's good, everybody? Good morning. Few minutes till we get that 10 o'clock news. See what we get here. As you guys are filtering in, I will share. I actually took a trade already this morning. In and out quick. Let me throw on the screen for y'all. So we're heading for this level here. Daily low. All right, so this is yesterday's low, Friday's low, excuse me, hourly low, obviously. But the setup this morning was just a volume imbalance entry. Executions. All right, so we had really a few things. I'm looking for lower prices anyways, so sell side here is the draw for me. Right, expecting price to deliver into this, while at the same time, YouTube model framework had formed, clearing a short-term high cleared, shifting structure here at this low. Closing underneath of it is important. Right, so we close underneath, immediate rebalance, and then we break lower again. So seeing the immediate rebalance followed by now a bearish volume imbalance, and then another aggressive down close under this low. Right, as soon as we opened with that bearish volume imbalance here, just went in right on that, and then just got out at 5 handles. So just 5 handle. 43.46 to 43.41, and now we see what the news wants to offer us. I do favor this sell side still, so I probably could have held, but as you guys know, right, I'm content with enough. So, and we'll probably get another opportunity this morning anyways, but figured I would just share this one so you guys knew what was going on. I still want to see lower prices. I can add with this, right, we had SMT as well, so this is a real high probability entry in my mind, right, because you'll notice that NQ ran a high, right, so when we ran relative equal highs here on this run up, NQ did the same, but then when we ran ES's high here, notice we never ran NQs, right, so confirming that SMT followed by the break in structure, really could have the same entry on NQ, volume imbalance entry, but we just went with ES here. And now, we'll wait and see if we don't hit that sell side target. Watch here. Right, we've already kind of respected this, but if news wants to create a little Judas swing potentially, really I wouldn't want to see anything higher than this. We do have a smaller one here, but this would be an instance where if we do want to hit this higher one, it should only be a wick. Right, so I just want to see like a wick into this, but the bodies I wouldn't want to see get above this one here. Ideally, we just punch straight down into that right at 10, but check out this volume imbalance. See if this is the catalyst to send it lower. If we close above, probably not, obviously, but 10 o'clock news. We actually use it as support. Pretty interesting. So if we are going to do this, I would look for something like a run on this high. Total soup potentially. I'd prefer we hold inside of this. So far, so good. We'd want to see the candle close underneath this, like we spoke over, though. At the last second, we may push up into this and close inside of it. Okay. So far, we like that. I don't like that. We use this as support. I like the bearish volume imbalance. Would want to see price overtake this. Now volume imbalance, attack lows. Best case scenario, this right remains open. We close underneath here. Close underneath this low especially. I went short here, so if we can close below this, I'll run the stop up to this high. All right, so I went short on that turtle soup because, I mean, that played out really exactly as we were expecting. Created a short-term high. News creates the fake Judas swing into an inefficiency while running out liquidity. We enter on that. For here, we could go 5 handles, but I want to see the sell side, honestly. So I think I'm going to hold for sell side here. We already had a nice 5 handle, right, profit this morning. So I'll let this one play see if we can't deliver to the actual sell side target. Like I said, if we get a close under this low here, to me, that kind of classifies a new shift in structure. So I'd be okay moving my stop a little bit, just probably above consequent encroachment here. But if we keep wicking like this, I'm going to have to let it kind of breathe a little bit. As a matter of fact, I don't like that. Let's see. NQ. Because we are struggling. Let's see, we got the breaker here. No, we'll trust that. So yeah, not really in a rush this morning, I guess, to move the stop. Right, as usual, this winner here will pay for this loser, if that's the case, going in with less risk. But I do favor sell side. I think we can get down into that, so we'll go ahead and hang on. Like if we keep playing around this low, then I might kind of rethink about either taking something off or just moving the stop. But see how this bearish volume imbalance plays. Another bearish, okay. Yeah, we'll let it rock. See those 5 handles there. I don't like when we do this, right? Wick through lows. So like here, wicking the low, holding, wicking the low. I just want to see price actually get into that. And remember, this is the hourly swing low, daily swing low. So a pretty strong level of liquidity that we would be looking for here. We tap it, and we're through it. Boom. Cool. So we'll go ahead and share that one now with y'all. I could get the Zoom going for you as well. My fault, my fault. So round 2. Clean as morning. Like, if I'm being honest, right, in my personal trading, I'd be completely done here. I would walk away and I'd be content with the morning. I mean, we've hit right, we've already had, so let's think about it. From London and even 8:30, we've had a pretty large expansion into a sell side pool. right? It's not only an hourly or 15, it's also a daily. So this is going to be a pretty significant area. You could already see the reaction we're getting off of it. Look at that reaction. Oh, we missed a swing low. You know, I hate missing swing lows. But yeah, I mean, this really played out just as we were expecting, which is why I was okay entering here, okay? But in case you guys kind of were still wondering, we had 10 o'clock news coming. So this is going to act as the Judas swing. Whereas 9:30 usually creates the Judas swing. When we have high impact news, we expect a delayed Judas swing. Right, so inside of here, we always have to think fractally as well. If we were to look at a lower time frame, right, everything in here looks like this. We're engineering liquidity, right? Leaving highs, leaving lows behind. So we had all these highs resting here. Fractalized setup, 10:30 or 10 o'clock news will target liquidity while returning into an inefficiency. That's here. Obviously a target with sell side liquidity. And right, I mean, that's just real beautiful there. So we capture our 10 handles this morning. Volume imbalance entry first, coming off of the YouTube model setup, right? Framework, not the true setup because there's no fair value gap, but just the framework of it. If I show you, it's also our inversion, right? Look at our here. So we like that inversion once we close below. That's why we're comfortable entering on the volume imbalance. Breaker, high, low, higher, high, broken, right? Down close candle, lowest down close candle is our breaker, which is why I'm comfortable entering inside the inefficiency because we don't need to revisit this one here. Sorry, fellas. Yeah, you saw the first one and then that place. As of now, we will continue to look for, let's see. And right, just this is when you can trust total soups. Just want to make that point because a lot of you may be kind of curious or wondering when the best turtle soup opportunity is, and it's when we have right other PD arrays in line with the liquidity. So in a way, I'm saying this was a turtle soup because I'm entering as soon as we run this high, but I'm entering with the confidence that the fair value gap itself will hold us. Right, so we're pairing multiple concepts here together. And now let's see what we can get with. Let's see. Can you fix Zoom screen? Oh, is it not? What is this screen on? Let's see. Interesting. Let me fix it. Oh, wait. It's because I gotta go like this. Ow! Hey, quit it. So honestly, this is looking pretty bearish still. Especially with this huge reaction. If we're gonna start revisiting the slow here. Respecting the volume imbalance. The 5-minute closes below. The 2-minute does not. Let's see, that'd be... I'm trying to see what else we even have over here for you. Low of a daily inefficiency. What's the midpoint of that? I've already hit that. I want to see them. And the low, okay. Back to the 1. Where'd it go? Oh. So here we have now, if we're gonna clear this daily low and keep heading lower, we have a daily fair value gap. This is the low of it. So I'm not gonna label the whole fair value gap, but just the low. Five. So we got short again on the volume imbalance. Like this. Now 5 handles would be here. I would like that. No, we'll go 5. We'll go 5. So we get to 43. Oh, actually, I got in 43. So for 5 handles, I need 43, 34, 75. Cool. 43. So let's keep on selling off, fellas. See if we can go 3 for 3 here. And I didn't get that. I tried to enter on the limit, but it actually got me in 43, 38, 75. So I would need 43, 37, which we should hit that fairly easy. There we go. And we should get into the low. Oh my goodness. Hello. Perfect. Beautiful. We may run lower now, but oh my goodness, look at that close. Like we say, just love price. Absolute love price. Well, there's our third one, and we'll share that one now too. All right, so, I mean, hello. Beautiful. Volume imbalance created. And I mean, that was, poof, we barely caught that one. Right, so we tap it perfectly. We don't even get one tick above it. But we're anticipating price is going to be quick here. So I'm market ordering as soon as we tap that, which is why I got filled a little bit lower. About half a tick lower, or a tick lower. But like we said, the exit right on that imbalance. So far, 3 winners on the day. I think I'll be done for the day, but we'll hang out, see if price wants to continue to deliver. Like if we're gonna be heavy, I mean, if we're heavy, we could probably hop back in again. I think I may actually do a little higher time frame entry here than you guys are used to seeing. Let's see. So like if we, yeah, like that volume imbalance there. Because it seems like we're reaching for daily objectives here, which if that's the case, we already have a pretty large range day. What's that daily volume imbalance at? So this is the low of a daily volume imbalance here. And I'm thinking actually, if this 5 minute can stay open, this fair value gap here, just debating here where I'd want to get in. I'm not too sure if I do. In a sense, I mean, we're already up a lot here. I'm not trying to chase waste profits. But I do have a good feeling that we will actually continue to sell off. I should have went short there. I'm not going to chase, but I think we're going to get the delivery where we're just going to melt waterfall. So I don't even know if we'll give us, like this will probably be a breakaway here. If we can get back up here before tapping this volume imbalance, I will give it another opportunity with a pretty tight stop. Probably like 3 for 9. But I think we continue to do what we're doing here. Wick into the previous candle and just sell off. We'll see. Yeah, 2's heavy. Yeah, we're not getting the entry here. Drifting on. Look at this. In the past, I mean, this barely counts. We'll go in the past. 13 minutes. 13 down candles. 14. Candles? What's a candle? Candles. So something we could do here. We're gonna paper trade it. I just don't want to. There's no need to go in. Right? We're not gonna be greedy. But we'll be interested to see if, like, say we tap this candles low. We're gonna try to short that and see if this kind of delivery doesn't want to continue, where we don't actually overtake candles. Like for me, the stop would be above this one here. Because you notice that when we're wicking into the wicks, we're not overtaking multiple candles. So if we did, then we're out. This is more of just a test. Testing the theory. Of course, up close candle, bearish volume imbalance. In reality though, if we can actually get back up into this low, and we've left this low intact, right? So if we retrace now, I would actually use this to get short here. Right, because that'll be inside the 5 minute. Notice how we had a 5 minute volume imbalance here though. That's right where we got short. So that's why I was waiting, because this candle here is the volume imbalance. Right, the low and the high of it. But we'll see if we retrace. Ideally, we come all the way back into this. That would be nice. So then we could use that to get short. Yeah, that'd be nice. Notice how we close above this candle's low and then we snap back underneath it. Interesting. I want to see if this bearish can hold, or do we overtake it and keep digging back up into this stuff here? Because at the same time, right, we have a 2-minute fair value gap. So we got to keep all this in mind. A lot going on. 2-minute fair value gap here. My stop is above the high, right? That's why my stop is above it. At the same time, we're creating a 5-minute fair value gap. So the 5-minute candle hasn't closed yet, but there's a potential 5-minute forming around here. Ooh, which we actually close that in completely. So if we can retrace into the 5, leaving that intact. Okay. Just tap the 5-minute. We'll see if this 5-minute here. Right, so that 2-minute becomes an inversion. So we do have to be wary of that. But because we do have a 5-minute, that kind of takes priority in my mind. Rather large 5-minute, to be honest. But if we are going to return into this, I'd kind of want to see more of an institutional order flow entry. Right, so not really return to the midpoint. If anything, this old low. All right, let me go back to it. Oh no, what is this? Okay. So the daily inefficiency, yeah, that's nice. So this level's that old, it's the daily fair value gap. So of course the daily hasn't closed, so we can't say that this is a daily inversion. But in a lower time frame sense, my price could still use it as resistance here, especially because it's paired with this 1-minute. But notice, right, we have a 2-minute inversion and now a 1-minute fair value gap here. And I don't like how this bearish volume imbalance, right, blasts up and through and creates a new fair value gap. Oftentimes, fair value gaps like this will get respected. So that idea that we want to see price, right, trade lower from this area, we would need to start seeing this fair value gap and this 2-minute be overtaken. Because if not, we may actually retrace deeper into this price leg here, which I would look for something like potentially the midpoint. We'll see. So, all right, not a fan of that. Want to see this fair value gap give way. Same with this 2-minute here. We're hitting really the most sensitive area where this 1-minute and 2-minute overlap. This area should be telling. Let's see, at the same time, let's NQ up to NQ retracing as well. So at this point, we're just waiting. Not really much to do, but watch. Right, two scenarios we're looking for are obviously the 5 minute to hold and get us into this here, this level, which is that daily volume imbalance. But you can see how, right, prices, in my mind, when I see something like this, price determining whether or not we're going to find support here or get through it. If we get through it, should have clear sailing, in my opinion, to the low. Look at that reaction right there. Like we say, right, the most sensitive areas are where they overlap. So this little box right here, and you can see we just tapped that low perfectly. So one thing we should watch for, because in theory, right, I'm gonna move this 2 minute. We've hit the low of the 1 minute. If we close above now, that's a pretty bullish sign because we will have balanced this here. We still have this premium, so we're gonna hold because we could chop a little bit. Equal highs, we probably run that. I still like this level here for offering us resistance. Yeah, I don't use ESZ. I use ES1. So like I said, in theory, right, 5 minute consequent encroachment, I don't want really breached. So this would be like the line in the sand here. And especially because there's a fair value gap aligned with it. If we were to close above that, it means we're really closing above consequent encroachment of that 1 minute fair value gap, right? They're the same exact level. So if we see that, we could honestly really expect a higher run. And we did, okay. So now if we're gonna do that, that has my attention thinking. Right around equilibrium. Too high at the 5 minute. So we gotta wait for the 5 minute to close because it could still come back down, close underneath. So basically, however this 1 minute candle closes will tell us. So we've now held the inversion. Let me pull out the levels. We have a new 1 minute fair value gap here. After holding this fair value gap. I thought the daily levels were the same. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Like I mentioned, I'm not one that uses the contracts. I use a continuous contract. And I found that they are sometimes different, but I mean, as you see, the levels that I have in this continuous contract work to a T most of the times, which is why I've really just stuck with that. Notice this volume imbalance. So I was looking at that. I hadn't pointed it out, but the fact that we kind of jump it See if we close above that or not, right? Creating a new volume imbalance here after hitting that 1 minute. So far we're respecting discounts now. We are at the equilibrium of this range though, but let's say we want to start from the actual inception of it, which would be really this high. Equilibrium will get us here. So we still close underneath the volume imbalance. I think we play inside of this for a little bit, kind of like we did here. So just gotta wait, be patient. I'm gonna move the 5 minute. I don't really need that at this point. That gets blasted through. So we close underneath. Did we get underneath consequent encroachment? Close right on that, okay. But if we close underneath that, all right, we'll see what we get. Like if we're being honest, right, this is where we're getting a little crazy, but micro sense, right, 5 second, 15-second chart, equal highs, swing low, short-term high cleared on this run, followed by break in structure at the low. We'd have to see if a fair value gap forms, but that's just kind of how I'm looking at price at all times, right, imagining what's happening on lower time frames. Volume imbalance, let's see if this stays open, or if we close that in. So I tried going long in here. I still have it right on the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. I don't like that this candle closed underneath after holding or closing in this volume imbalance. So I cut the risk in half. I'll leave the stop. That's why I went in like this. Trying to see if we didn't want to accelerate higher now. Right through here. As I mentioned though, I already cut half the risk once we closed underneath the consequent encroachment, and especially because we opened it with a bullish. This is what we speak about. Made zero attempt to go higher, immediately repriced lower. So if we get stopped here, basically half of what our risk was at, so I'm fine with that. Preserving capital. Another bearish. At this point, we'll let it rock. Now if we get stopped, we get stopped. You cut half the stop. I cut half the stop. Was that a statement, B? I'm confused. I was like, was that a statement? I think that was a statement. Oh, good call. Yep. See, good looks. I stay doing that shit. I was like, what do you mean? That's the one thing that'd be killing me with Tradeovate. I've been into so many that's what happened here. I never adjust my damn limits. But right, we tried going long on the inversion, back in the consequent encroachment. We see how the candle bodies are getting lower and lower. Never a fan of that. But we're still holding the actual low, which is why I'm okay. Just holding this. On the off chance we do want to get back above, but this one looks like a more of a failed one already. Especially because notice that, right? That volume imbalance right there. Being respected. You got fun. Let's go. Wait. Good shit, B. He on that grinded or the funded grind. And notice what we're saying, right? The area where they overlap, most sensitive. So like say we close here, we're gonna move this stop. Even if we don't, yeah, we'll go here. Because we fully hit this 1 minute. I'm not trying to, if we get below this, my stop basically would have been hit. Five handles takes us right into this volume imbalance here. Only trading, yeah, you and your damn gold. You're gonna make me gold. That's funny. Hey, if it works, it works. That's sick though. I mean, look at that. Clean breaker. I mean, that shit is nice. I fear we're gonna start consolidating in here, which is why I pushed the stop up pretty tight. Because in my mind, right, let me pull up consequent encroachment again. If we're gonna hit the low and hold, we've hit it 1, 2, 3 times, held that low, got above consequent encroachment again. I wouldn't want to see candles start closing underneath this after hitting the low here. As we spoke of though, right, where they overlap, most sensitive, look at all that hesitation going on in here. If we can get above this, it should be pretty good for here. Every point is 10 ticks. $10 a tick, $100 a point. So you got to go 2 point stop. Get up there. Closing above this high means we go break even. Two points is like 5 points in ES. Okay. So you're saying go for 2 points. Okay. I don't like that we smacked into this volume imbalance, right? The same one that we were hitting earlier. But I do like that we're revisiting it and closing on it. Right, because as we like to build narrative, we often say, right now what I'm seeing is, all right, price, try to get to a low or get to an inefficiency, a volume imbalance. We couldn't get there. We've already ran lots of sell side, hit lots of sell side targets. Right, closing above this fair value gap with this one signals to me that we want to continue higher. Seeing as how we held perfectly at the low here, just like we did here at the 1 minute low perfectly. And now we're trying to revisit this volume imbalance. I would prefer for price to get above that. Because, right, you say, oh, I don't like that, to be honest. We tried bearish volume imbalance. We reject it. Immediate bearish volume imbalance again. So at this point, we're going to go stop just below consequent encroachment. So really nothing here. Maybe 50 bucks, but right in my mind, this inversion now, since we got back above it here, should really hold us. Right? I don't see any need to revisit this one or even this consequent encroachment if this volume imbalance here is the target. If I wouldn't have cut risk, right, I would be taking a partial right now at this high. But because we already closed the contract, we just got to go full pull. If we close above, 1, 2, stop, break even. So at this point, risk-free trade, skadoosh, we're out. So my morning is, yeah, that's done. I'm good with that. Obviously, as you guys saw, shorts, 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 tried shorts, right, as we said at this level. Once we realize we're wrong, we reverse it, we add again, cut risk because we were getting a little low. But ultimately, right, patience plays out and we get out on our exit here. Above the volume balance. All right, this will be my final. I just want to see if we're going to hold here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Okay, I was like, I ain't trying to do that. I'm gonna knock that back in there. If we hit this buy side that I'm targeting first, just a mistrade, so it'll happen. But if we can get back into that fair value gap, we'll try it. Super tight stop. Let's get back down in here. may get, right, this delivery here, kind of like we got here. So if we don't get a retracement, but if we do, we'll still give it a chance. Because we fell short of buy side, which is cool. Back into the inversion, so there's our entry. And if we get stopped, we'll call it a day. But right, all of this is paid for this and more so. Stop is really underneath this at fair value gap. Just barely. But if I'm entering here, I would want the inversion to hold. This new inversion we just formed. That's not favorable. We'll let it rock though, in case we want to overtake, but we're gonna get stopped here. The volume imbalance underneath this inversion. I'm just giving it a chance to create the negated. So if we don't go any lower and go higher back above this, we'll still hold it. But there we go. We get stopped. All good. All right, so we went in super timing. That was even less than 2 handles. So that was nothing. Like $100 loss. But I think that'll wrap it up for us today, fellas, actually. So ending it a little early, but when I have a good morning like this, right, I'm not trying to overtrade. We could run through quickly, but original sell entry was just the YouTube framework, right? We had lower sell side objectives that we've been reaching for all day. That was nice. Was able to re-add inside the inefficiency. Right, so this was more of a Judas swing using the 10 o'clock news total soup entry with the fair value gap and breaker as kind of the backboard, we'll say, right? The resistance. We get out at the low, going again at a volume imbalance. Get out at the low of the one or the daily inefficiency now. Tried going short again in the 1 minute. Right, once we're proven wrong, we go long, flip it. We get out at 5 handles. And as you saw, just tried a quick little scalp here that gets us stopped out. So overall, great morning for me. Hopefully you guys did well. If we're going forward, I would look for, because we're still holding that 15-minute fair value gap. Let me clear some things quickly. Clear that up a little bit. Like if we can hold this 15-minute fair value gap, in theory, like since we wicked above it, if we can close below it, I actually would look for a potential run lower. Just because we never ran into that daily volume imbalance. So if we truly do want to get there, right, in a higher time frame sense, this setup here would be the one that kind of determines that. 1, 2. Now we got an inversion here. That's pretty juicy, actually. With the volume imbalance. We'll chill, we'll chill. No need, no need. Maybe I paper that one. Back down. Oh no, I wanted to. A little paper trade. If I feel the urge to want to enter, paper it is. But we'll see if this plays out. Because we got underneath this one and this one. And this one. See if it doesn't want to give us a 5 stack. Because we're hitting that 1050 to 1110 window. Right, well, trades will usually manifest. And if you see right at 1050, we created the bearish volume imbalance and blast underneath this fair value gap. So if that's the inception of the move, right, in my mind, sell side here, potentially here, is the target. He said, hey, let's go. Okay, okay. And Q shorts or what? We take that all day. Or longs. Yep, short. Okay. Nice. Oh, damn. Well, there we go. I think that was aggressive. I don't like when we consolidate like this, though, especially in that time window. if we're going to start playing around fair value gaps. And it really seems like we're reverting to... So remember, when I pulled out this range earlier, we're just reverting to that equilibrium of this range from high to low. Right, we get underneath it, we revert to it, we get higher, fail to run buy side, revert to it again. So yeah, I think we're good calling it a morning here. He said that was gross. Oh, that shit was quick. Happens though. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Like I said, wait, let's see how that. So the 15-minute did. So that's what it was. Interesting. If you notice, right, that last 1 minute burst of energy was actually the closure, right? It was this. Let me go back. So it was the 15-minute snapping back into the 15-minute fair value gap here, right? So there's always a reason. So you saw it the whole time we were spending down here. Now as the 15-minute closed, we get this huge explosive candle because the 15 minutes wicking back into the fair value gap. So because of that, I guess I can't really say either way. If we would have closed underneath, I'd be confident saying we would continue lower. But the fact that we're still inside of it, we may just kind of consolidate inside of it the rest of the morning session. If I had to pick a side, let's see what the 1 hour is looking like. So if we get above this daily low, that's what this level is. My opinion is if we break above this, we'll come back for buy side here. But if we can hold this level, right, and we start accelerating lower, especially if we overtake now. So if we can overtake this fair value gap, my attention would go back to this level here in these lows. But if we hold here, right, get above this, obviously buy side. For the sake of delivery, I would favor if we got back into that volume imbalance. So that kind of would be my bias, I guess we would say. Was I would want to see price head lower into that. Cool. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up for today, everybody. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Real clean morning, to be honest. Let me see what we got for tomorrow, though. Early news, okay. So we got 8:30 news tomorrow, so we'll just have our normal live stream. Right, we'll meet up at just before 9:30 Eastern for Equities Open. See how price plays out. Hopefully we get another good day tomorrow. But until then, everybody, have a good rest of the day. Be safe, and we will talk tomorrow morning. See you guys.